broken promises, the divorce and arrest of Zach Roloff, small people, big world. The Oregon morning was unusually still. Clouds hovered low over the familiar landscape of the Roloff farm, where generations of memories had been planted like the pumpkins each fall. The peace, however, was a fragile illusion, because behind the social media smiles and filtered Instagram reels, something had been unraveling for months. Tori Roloff stood by the kitchen window of their battleground home, clutching a warm mug of coffee that had long gone cold. Her eyes followed the distant movements of their children playing in the backyard. Normally, she'd be snapping pictures, sharing sweet captions. But lately, every gesture of love felt forced, staged, for the fans, not for her. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Zach had been coming home late again. Not for farm work or TLC shoots. Those days were winding down, but for reasons she couldn't quite pin down. He was angry often, distracted, defensive. She had asked him straight up just 2 weeks ago, "Are we okay?" He didn't answer. And that silence broke something. A public life, a private hell. When Little People, Big World wrapped its final season, many fans assumed the Roloffs would retreat quietly into a less public life. Tori had hoped so too. But Zach, after years of filming, struggled with the loss of the spotlight. He'd always taken pride in being part of the Roloff legacy, especially his role managing the pumpkin season. But the growing divide between him and his father Matt over the farm sale left Zach feeling displaced. He started drinking more. Not recklessly, at first. A beer or two became 4. Some nights he'd stumble into bed, muttering about betrayal, the past, or worse, just passing out on the couch. Tori tried to shield the kids. Jackson was getting older. He asked questions. Why is Daddy yelling again? She never had the heart to answer. The breaking point. It was a Wednesday. Rain fell softly as if the sky itself sensed the storm brewing inside their home. Tori had confronted Zach after finding text messages, private DMs from a woman she didn't know. They weren't explicit, but they were intimate. Late-night messages, words like, "You're the only one who gets me," and "She doesn't appreciate you." The betrayal wasn't physical, yet, but emotional enough to shatter trust. "I don't even know who you are anymore," she told him, tears falling silently. Zach stood his ground. "You stopped supporting me. You turned into someone else." "No," she corrected. "I turned into someone who was trying to hold this family together while you fell apart."
He didn't respond.
That night, Tori packed a bag and took the kids to Amy's house. The divorce goes public. It didn't take long before the tabloids caught wind of the split. A neighbor leaked footage to TMZ showing Tori loading her car in tears. Fans speculated. Former co-stars whispered. TLC remained silent, unsure if they should comment on the crumbling relationship that had once been the heart of their show. Tori filed for divorce a week later. Her statement read, "This was not a decision made lightly. I have always loved Zach deeply and will continue to co-parent with him in the best way possible for our children." Zach's statement was terse. "I respect Tori's decision. I ask for privacy during this time." But behind the statements, anger festered. A dangerous spiral. Zach's behavior grew more erratic. He skipped his scheduled visits with the kids. Friends reported that he had been drinking heavily and driving recklessly. Amy and Chris tried intervening, but Zach refused help. One night, everything collapsed. Around 1 a.m., Clark County Sheriff deputies responded to a call from a convenience store clerk who reported a visibly intoxicated man yelling at customers and knocking over merchandise. That man was Zach Roloff. According to police records, Zach resisted arrest, became belligerent, and had to be restrained. He was booked for public intoxication, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. The mugshot spread across social media within hours. Former fans expressed shock. Some defended him, others judged. Tori said nothing. Amy's pain, Matt's regret. Amy Roloff, always the steady center of the family, was devastated. "I watched my son struggle for years with rejection, pressure, and the weight of public scrutiny," she shared during a local interview. But I never thought it would come to this. Matt, despite their distance, visited Zach in jail. He didn't say much, just sat beside him during the hearing, looking like a man finally realizing what years of bitterness had cost him. Courtroom closure. Zach pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges and was sentenced to 30 days of rehab, community service, and probation. But the legal consequences were minor compared to the emotional fallout. During the divorce hearing, Tori sat quietly as the judge finalized custody arrangements. She was granted full physical custody, with supervised visitation granted to Zach upon completion of his treatment. Zach looked tired, defeated. "I just want to be a good dad again," he said quietly. Tori nodded. "Then start acting like one." The children. Jackson, now 8, had been quiet since the split. He clung to Tori often, asking when things would go back to normal. Lila was too young to understand, and Josiah, still a toddler, giggled through it all unaware of the heaviness around him. Tori started taking Jackson to therapy. They colored pictures of the farm, of Dad, of pumpkins. One day, Jackson drew a picture of their family, split in 2 halves. But on both sides, he drew hearts. Zach's road to redemption. Rehab was not easy. Zach fought it. But after a particularly intense group session, he admitted the pain that had been gnawing at him. "I felt forgotten. By my dad, the show, everyone. So I tried to matter again in ways that hurt the people I love." Those words were the beginning. He started writing letters to his kids. To Tori. Even to Matt. No one wrote back right away. But he kept